A series of attacks on merchant ships passing through the Red Sea threaten an economic fallout of the Gaza war that could hit the world just about everywhere. A very large number of merchant vessels have been attacked in the Red Sea in recent days, and these attacks have been carried out by Houthi rebels that are based in Yemen, and these rebels are backed by Iran, and they have openly declared their support for Hamas. They claim to have launched attacks on ships from countries they see as backing Israel in its continuing attacks on Gaza, but there are reports that other ships have been attacked as well. The Red Sea links up with the Mediterranean through the Suez Canal, and this is the route that carries about 12%, as much as that of all global trade, and this is the route that carries about 30% of all containers, so almost 1 in 3 containers, which is a lot. It's the principal artery that links Asia with Europe and beyond. An attack on this route can have devastating impact on prices of both oil and goods and around the world. It means that ships will have to begin to sail around Africa, the Cape of Good Hope, as they used to before the Suez Canal was built, and many of these ships have begun to do so already or have been forced to do so already. That route via Africa marks an additional 3,500 nautical miles, an additional 10 days to 2 weeks on sea, and naturally then additional costs. For a start, the cost of oil is set to rise given the longer passage for oil tankers, and that always has a knock-on effect on the prices of other goods. The Red Sea is a major oil route, and it's also a major route for consumer goods, and this route carries about $1 trillion worth of goods in a year. Several shipping lines have already paused traffic over the Red Sea, and the latest was BP, which announced on Monday that it is now temporarily halting all shipments through the Red Sea. The Houthis are stepping up these attacks, and the owner of the tanker Swan Atlantic has said that the ship was hit by an unidentified object on Monday, and this could have been very much more serious than it turned out to be. And on Friday last week, a container ship from Musk was attacked, and a tanker reported a near miss, reportedly from a missile fired by the Houthis. The Houthis have been using both drones and missiles in these attacks, and of particular danger, security experts warn, are the danger from ballistic missiles being used by the Houthis. These experts say that these missiles are very difficult to shoot down and to intercept, and of course tankers and container ships carry no air defense systems on board, and they appear to have little choice other than to reroute. A single lethal incident could practically end all traffic route passing through the Red Sea. Shipping lines are acting fast to prevent any such incident. On Tuesday, the US announced the launch of a multinational force to seek to protect trade in the Red Sea. 10 countries are already in this agreement and this agreed security coalition, including Canada, France, Italy, Britain, and Bahrain, and other countries are expected to join the coalition. A number of US and British destroyers are already in the Red Sea, deployed there, and they have reported that they've shot down a total of 15 drones launched in recent days intended to attack merchant vessels, and a strengthening of the naval presence will inevitably bring many more destroyers and naval ships into the Red Sea. But it is uncertain how many ships would have to be deployed to provide full security in this area, and of course assurance to shipping lines, and also how long it would take to see them in place, or how effective they could be once they're there. The Houthis have said, on the other hand, that they are ready to confront any US-led coalition in the Red Sea. An escalation is beginning to look imminent already. So far, the fears of escalation in Gaza have been limited to a spread to Lebanon, where the Hezbollah are positioned as a strong fighting force that could challenge Israel. Now, this strengthened and renewed Houthi attack on merchant vessels is opening up another and possibly more dangerous front. Economically, its consequences are apparent already. More of these will be felt in days to come, no doubt, but this could also have serious military consequences more directly in the region and more directly pertaining to the war itself. It would be of particular interest to see if some Arab countries such as Egypt and Jordan joined the coalition against the Iranian proxies, really by way of the Houthis. Saudi Arabia has been close to joining a deal with the Houthis, and Egypt may not want to be seen as opposing a group that is opposing Israel in its war on Gaza. So very critical considerations for these countries to have to take on board. We've seen the economic fallout of the war in Ukraine, continuing attacks here now, and a strengthened deployment by the US and its allies could now possibly lead to a major military crash with the Houthis and indirectly with the Iranians. A number of US facilities in the region have been attacked already. The opening up of fresh hostilities in the Red Sea could take this war now far beyond the narrow confines of Gaza.